Good morning. Thank you very much for being here. I'm joined today by members of the Commissioners Court. I'm joined by Rebecca Rock, our Director of Human Services, Roxanne Sandoval, who is supposed to be on jury duty. How'd you get out? You know anybody? From our Grants Department, and Toby Cross from our Veteran Service Office. Today is a really great day for Nueces County veterans. Once again, Nueces County has stepped forward and provided additional funding to help us serve the veterans who have served us so very, very well in this country. And I'm here today to let Toby Cross and Rebecca and Roxanne tell you about the grant that we were successful in getting. We were turned down once before. We turned around, did a great job. We've come back and we've gotten a $125,000 grant to help our veterans here in Nueces County. So Toby, I'm going to let you start off, if you will, and then Rebecca and Roxanne.
Thanks, Judge. Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank our County Judge Lloyd Neal and the Nueces County Commissioners for their support in obtaining this grant. This Veterans Assistance Grant will target low-income and homeless veterans. These funds will be used to provide life-sustaining needs such as food, bus passes, assistance with rent and utility bills. Veterans requesting assistance through this grant will first contact me. It will be a requirement, it's part of the provisions of this grant, that they provide ID and a copy of their discharge papers. That way my office will certify them as veterans, and at that point I will send them up to Rebecca in the Department of Human Services, and she will determine eligibility for low-income veterans as it relates to this grant. Right now, I'd just like to turn it over to Rebecca for her comments.
Good morning. I'm Rebecca Rock, Director of Nueces County Department of Human Services. First, I'd like to thank Judge Neal and the County Commissioners for supporting our efforts in applying for this grant. We partnered with the Grants Department and the Veteran Services Department to develop a program that we thought would best serve the veteran population of Nueces County. We are excited to receive this grant from the Texas Veterans Commission, and we look forward to working with our local veterans. Our office is an emergency needs agency. The purpose of this grant is to serve veterans, dependents, and surviving spouses who are experiencing a crisis situation and have limited income. We aim to prevent the eviction and disconnection of utilities. And let me stress that this is not an entitlement program based on veteran status. The need must be immediate and verifiable, and specific income guidelines will also apply. Last, I'd like to thank our veterans. We live in the greatest country in the world. The freedom we have is due in large part to those who have served. We appreciate the service and the sacrifice of our military families. So it is with our great honor that we use this grant to help those veterans, their dependents, and their spouses during their time of need. Thank you.
I'd just like to ditto everything that Toby and Rebecca just said, and if it wasn't for the diligence of Tyner Little, us literally stumbling upon this grant, we may have passed this up. We have received this before. It was very successful. We did apply again. We did not get it, but we didn't give up. And so we wouldn't have been able to do that without the support of the Commissioners Court and, of course, all the veterans that we've served previously, making it so successful. So I'd just like to thank everybody in Nueces County for supporting that.
You know, I want to say simplified to all of my fellow brothers out there, but you know, it's like when they told us we didn't get the grant, we're like the Marines landed, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, and said we're going to regroup and try it again, and we'll land one more time. So I want to thank them for trying the second time that we landed this grant. You know, we have to be thankful that there are these kind of monies out there to help our veterans and their families and their spouses. So this is just the beginning, and we're just touching the iceberg. We still need to get out there and look for how can we help them with MHMO, with mental health problems. How can we help them with other issues that they have? This is just the breaking of the iceberg. I want to thank all the staff that did this, the judge, the commissioners, supporting it, and again for regrouping and relanding again, and we're taking over the hill. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I just want to, again, thank our Grants Department and Rebecca, Toby and his staff, and everybody that worked so hard who went back and even put together a video. We have kind of our own amateur video specialist here, and they helped put this thing together. A young man destined for Hollywood, and he helped us put this together. So we all are very appreciative of the fact that this grant is going to go directly to veterans who have fallen upon very hard times. The administrative cost of this grant will be very low, so a great deal of the money is going to go directly to the veterans and for the things that they need to spend that money on, like providing basic care, places to live, food, shelter when they need it. So thank you all very much. Thank you to our veterans. And Toby, again, thank you very much for all your hard work.
Sal, I want to thank you. This is our production expert. Sal, thank you so much for putting that video together. I think it really made a difference. Sal helped us put all that together, showing the need that we have in Nueces County and how we're servicing that need. And once again, Nueces County is leading the way in this area for servicing our veterans, taking care of those who have served, and trying to help those who have fallen a little bit short, as the Commissioner said. But once again, it's a team. We have a great team here with grants and human services and our Veterans Department, along with all the work that's done by all the other departments. This is a very good example of what happens in Nueces County when we come together, have a focus, and we serve those who we need to serve. Do you all have any questions? Anybody have any questions? If not, thank you for coming. We appreciate it very much, and I really appreciate what all of our team did this time for our veterans. Thank you very much.
This grant is going to be extremely important to our veterans and their dependents and their families who face financial crisis. These monies will help veterans and their families who are needing life-sustaining needs like food, transportation, in terms of bus passes, who might need assistance with their utility bills or rent. So these monies are crucial for veterans and their families that's facing hardships of this nature.
Today we have a good news, for all our veterans, and not only for the veterans. We have a brand new grant that we just received for $125,000. And this grant we had it before, a few years back. It ran out because we helped all these veterans. And reapplied again and was denied. So we regroup our military forces, like you said. And, the Marine Corps don't give up, and we kind of hit the base running again, and we got the grant this time. So, and this program is tremendous because it helps the veterans, helps the dependents of the veterans and the spouses of the veterans, and it helps them with food, with rent, mortgage, transportation. So all these things that sometimes it's hard when you come home and you're struggling, try to find ends and meet to help you meet some of these things. It's here on the third floor. You come to Nueces County. You start the first floor with Toby Cross. You saw him on the screen a while ago. He's our Veterans Liaison Officer with Nueces County. And then from there, you just he'll take it to the third floor, or come to one of us if you don't find Mr. Toby. One of the commissioners, I'm sure, I'll be glad to take him and open the doors for him. But it's about reaching out. It's about helping. And I want to stress this to the veterans, that it's not about being ashamed to ask for help, or being, ego, or having an ego so big that you don't want to ask for help. This is done for you. This money was coming down from the federal government, and it's to give you that opportunity to get back on your feet, to hopefully you'll hit the ground running, and never should be afraid or ashamed to ask for help when you need help. Because people that don't ask for it probably don't get it. If you ask for it, you get it. And we're here for you. And this is, to me, David, this is just the iceberg. This is the tip of the iceberg. We need all this. I think one of the biggest things that we need to look at, and we are looking at right now in the near future, is hopefully doing some kind of program through the courts for mental health, rehabilitation, mental health issues that sometimes the veterans come with, and they commit certain crimes that are not felony crimes, and maybe it's because of the stress and that they're going through. We're looking at that at the very near future through another grant, hopefully from the state, that will help us set something up here in Nueces County. And the other one is hopefully I'm looking, and in the future that we need to start looking at, and I've talked to this to several people already. It's about meds on wheels, going out to to houses instead of them coming into the clinic, coming into the emergency room. Be meds on wheels, going out making home visits, which cost them maybe $150 versus $1,500 in the emergency room. That will make a big difference for a veteran. When you got to pay $1,500 to $2,000 versus $150 to $200, it's tremendous. And this is what we need to start looking at. How can we make things better? Sometimes they don't come to us. We need to go to them. So I want to just stress this out real quick to all our veterans, dependents of veterans and spouses of veterans, whether the veterans are alive or deceased. You can come here and get some kind of assistance. We ask you to do that. The brochures services start tomorrow, which is the 1st of July. And we have brochures here you can pick up and read on them. And if you have a problem with them, you can go to Toby Crow's office, go to the Human Resource office, or come to our office and we'll direct you in the right place. I want to say I thank our staff. We have a hard-working staff. Our grants department, Roxy and Maria, that really worked hard with Toby Cross, with Human Resources, Rebecca, and also, of course, the guy behind the scenes sometimes that help us sell, that help us put some of this stuff together. All of them came together.
Okay, the process is I will see them first, and they will present their discharge papers. These monies are for veterans who served under honorable conditions. It can be an honorable discharge or a general discharge under honorable conditions. And then once my department certifies them as a military veteran, I will send them to the Department of Human Services, and there they will determine, social workers will determine eligibility. At that time, perhaps they need assistance with rent. Then the county will actually write a check and assist with either rent or with utility payments or with food.
You're a definite voice in the community, not only to education, to the elderly, to the youth, to pretty much everybody that needs help. That you are definitely a voice. But I know that the veterans hold a special place in your heart. How special are these veterans in our
They're special to my heart. I was a Marine. I'm a Marine veteran myself. Also Air Force, 10 years reserve, security police at Lakeland Air Force Base. And a lot of my friends, were veterans. Some family members. My brother was a Marine. He was a veteran, and he came back with Agent Orange, and it affected him a lot. And he passed away. And so there's a lot of and there's other veterans that come back home and really had to really struggle. And I know we didn't open the doors for them a long time ago. But when I was growing up, I knew there was some issues, and we didn't give a lot of credit to veterans. But they're the people. The veterans are the ones that. This is why we're here today, David. Me and you and everybody else in a free country, going to school in a free country, our children, our grandchildren going to school in the school of their choice because of those veterans that had fought those wars for us. Continue to fight those wars for us. And this is the reason why we need to be there for them when they come home.
Well, our veterans are very special. My client, and I'm a veteran. I'm a United States Army veteran, and we have a very special clientele, and it's an honor to assist and to serve our veterans out of my department.